up, Internet? I'm Christiane Cordero. Glad you're watching the 734 here with WCCO. Whether you're headed to work or you're off for a long weekend today, we want to get you started. About to head out the door, starting first with today's weather. It feels pretty chilly out there, not going to lie. It's warming up, I guess, to 16 degrees later today. Brighter day today, we get to see the sun, and then a clear and chilly night tonight is what Riley O'Connor was telling us. All right, now let's talk about this. When it comes to the Democratic nominee for president, the New York Times editorial board says, may the best woman win. Breaking with convention, the board has endorsed two candidates this year, Senators Amy Klobuchar and Elizabeth Warren. It is potentially a meaningful boost for both candidates, and it shows Klobuchar is definitely still in this race, though her campaign is still looking for that breakout moment. She's still fifth in Iowa in the latest polls. So we want to know, is this endorsement the boost Klobuchar's campaign needs? On one hand, she's getting much needed and desired attention. On the other, it is the New York Times. Do you care what the New York Times thinks? Do you think Iowa will care what the New York Times thinks? Or Wisconsin, for example, or our friends over in New Hampshire? Those watching in Facebook, leave a comment right here. We'll read through a few of those in just a moment. It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a day when America honors the civil rights icon. Several events are planned in Minnesota to honor Martin Luther King Jr. Governor Tim Walz is attending the state's annual celebration at the Ordway Center in St. Paul, and the annual holiday breakfast in Minneapolis is underway this morning. Former Attorney General Eric Holder is the keynote speaker there. Looks like the snowplow drivers' strike in northern Minnesota is over. Overnight, Teamsters Local 320 recording secretary Eric Shug posted on his Facebook page that a tentative deal has been reached. The snowplow drivers have been off the roads in St. Louis County since Wednesday. They went on strike over rising health care costs, paid time off, and the ability for drivers to bid their own routes. The Minnesota State Fair is making major upgrades this year, $10 million worth. Check it out. One of the biggest changes you will see are metal detectors at entrance gates. The fair's general manager says the board has been considering adding them for a while now. Other improvements will be carried out at the livestock complex, utilities, and communication systems. Something that won't change this year, though, are the price of tickets. Good news there. The Senate is preparing for President Trump's impeachment trial. We'll learn more today about how the president's lawyers plan to fight back. The initial response dismissed the articles of impeachment as constitutionally invalid on their face. Opening arguments begin tomorrow, and there are still unanswered questions about whether new documents and witnesses will be included. The Senate will also vote on ground rules tomorrow. The trial will take some presidential candidates off the campaign trail. That includes Senator Amy Klobuchar. The Minnesota Democrat held several events in Iowa this weekend. She told voters that juggling the trial and her campaign will be a challenge, excuse me, but she is up for it.
This is a decency check. That is this moment in time. And as I go back to Washington for this impeachment hearing, that's a story I bring with me because this isn't going to be easy to run for president and do that at the same time. But I'm a mom. I can do two things at once.
Yep, good little segue there to let you know that Senator Klobuchar says her daughter will be taking her place on the campaign trail in Iowa today. Super Bowl matchup is set this morning. Sorry, Packers fans, hate to see it. Take it from Vikings fans. There's always next year, isn't there? The Packers got crushed by the 49ers last night. Green Bay lost 37-20. 49ers will play Kansas City Chiefs, who beat the Tennessee Titans. Super Bowl 54 is in 2 weeks in Miami. Prince Harry has broken his silence about his plans with his wife Meghan to leave the royal family.
It brings me great sadness that it has come to this. The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges.
Palace announced an agreement with the couple over the weekend. Harry said there was simply no other option but to split from the family. It's a story of ice in Australia this morning. A powerful hailstorm ripped through the country's capital of Canberra today as the country continues to battle the deadly brush fires. Video shows hail the size of golf balls plummeting the ground. You can see that right there. A man who filmed this video says that the hail smashed the windows on several cars. Wow. New success for SpaceX. The company intentionally blew up a rocket as it successfully passed a critical test to fly people into space. The mission was designed to test whether a crew can abort and escape safely after liftoff. There are other tests left, but officials say SpaceX could launch 2 astronauts sometime this spring. History was made at the SAG Awards last night, Screen Actors Guild Awards. The Korean film Parasite became the first foreign language film to take the top award. The win is seen as an indication that the film may do well at the Academy Awards, but the past 2 years, SAG's top winner has not won Best Picture. And then let's get to the most talked about moment of the night. That was Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston. Pitt won Best Supporting Actor for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He gave everyone a laugh, saying he was going to add this to his Tinder profile and joked about his failed marriages.
Let's be honest, it was a difficult part. The guy who gets high, takes his shirt off, and doesn't get on with his wife.
Sure, yeah. Aniston won Best Actress in the drama series for the Apple TV Plus show, The Morning Show. Aniston and Pitt were married for several years. They were spotted smiling and hugging backstage. Lots of movement on social media about that. Other notable wins last night, Joaquin Phoenix and Renee Zellweger received top acting prizes for Joker and Judy. Peter Dinklage, meanwhile, won for the first time after 6 nominations for HBO's Game of Thrones, and Robert De Niro was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award. All right, let's get back to today's talker. We're bringing in WCCO's digital guy, Cole. Cole, what are people saying about the New York Times endorsing Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar and Elizabeth Warren, for that matter?
Yeah, we have Becca saying, I think it's great, got that endorsement. I'd love to see a woman in office, and I hope this is helpful to her. And then we have Paul saying, no, in my opinion, the New York Times endorsement is not what is used as far as meaningful clout. And then we have Charles saying, you need billions to be president now. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. But
yeah, that's very vague there, Charles. But I think that there's something to those first two for sure, in that she clearly needed this kind of momentum and this kind of national spotlight. But at the end of the day, do Iowa voters care about what the New York Times thinks? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't. It seems like it shouldn't hurt her, at least.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Interesting stuff. We'll be watching for sure. Thanks, Cole.
Appreciate it.
That's it for now. This is the 734 from WCCO, when most of the Twin Cities are on the go. So go ahead and make us your place for mobile news. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:34. And until then, be nice to each other out on the internet.